Hi, this is Max McKeag with my informative essay for public speaking. Do you like the Chiefs? As a football fan myself, I find myself watching the Chiefs game just about every weekend when I should probably be doing my homework. My informative speech today will be about the Chiefs' 2024 to 2025 season so far. Statistics, their record, how the games have went, roster changes, injuries, and whatnot. So far, not counting today's game, they have scored a record of 6 and 0. The team has found success in narrow margins as they have not won by more than 13 points so far this season against the Saints, but we'll get to that later. Patrick Mahomes, of all people, hasn't even had the greatest start to the season, only having 6 touchdowns and 8 interceptions through the first 6 games. Coming into the season as returning champions, many expected this season to end in a championship as well. And so far, based on their winnings, it seems like it might, but their play has not been too well so far, especially offensively. They have made no significant signings in the offseason except for signing Marquise Brown. Unfortunately, he has been injured and hasn't played yet this year, but hopefully he will return and lead to the Chiefs doing well. Over the summer, their star receiver Rashee Rice was involved in an incident where he caused a crash while driving his Lamborghini and fled the scene. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt and it left only 4 people with minor injuries. Many thought that he would be suspended to start the season, but he played, although he might be suspended in the future. For my information here, I used the article Chiefs Rashee Rice was driving Lamborghini in Dallas, chain reaction crash, his attorney says, which was written by Jamie Stengel on April 4th, 2024. To start the season, in week 1, they played the Ravens. It was a close game as the Chiefs were leading 27 to 20 as the Ravens had time for one final drive. Isaiah Likely from the Baltimore Ravens was the hero for them as he caught 9 catches on 12 targets for 111 yards and a touchdown, where he hasn't played nearly at that level for the rest of the season. But he just had an insane week 1. In the final play of the game, Isaiah Likely caught what seemed to be a touchdown. However, the tips of his toes were out of bounds, leading the Chiefs to escape with a narrow victory over a very tough opponent. In week 2, they faced probably their biggest rival, the Cincinnati Bengals. They went back and forth for most of the game with them, and it ended up winning 26 to 25 with a 51-yard field goal from Harrison Butker in the last minute. However, in that last minute, the Chiefs' lead running back Isaiah Pacheco broke his fibula, leaving him to undergo surgery. This hurt for many fantasy managers in the Chiefs organization, as he was a key player on not only the roster, but for my very own fantasy team as I had picked him. Their Week 3 matchup against the Falcons ended in a 22 to 17 victory for the Chiefs. This was a true showcase for the Chiefs defense as they held the Falcons to only 3 points in the fourth quarter. The Chiefs defense seems to be one of the top defenses in the NFL as they haven't done too well offensively, yet have a perfect record through 6 games. They had Carson Steele and Samaje Perine fill in for Isaiah Pacheco, who had just recently broken his fibula. In week 4, the Chiefs played against the Chargers, and on the opening drive, Patrick Mahomes threw an interception, and while going for the tackle, he missed and hit Rashee Rice's knee. According to Taylor and Rossini, who wrote the article Rashee Rice Undergoes Surgery, What Does It Mean for the Chiefs on October 8th, 2024. He tore his LCL and underwent surgery not too long ago. They still ended up winning the game 17 to 10, but it was another huge loss for this offense. They had Kareem Hunt step into this game, and he came up from the practice squad, and he filled in nicely at running back as he had a very nice game. Next, their Week 5 matchup was against the Saints, where they won by their biggest margin of the year, but it was only 13 points. They ended up winning 26 to 13. Week 6 was their bye week, as they did not play anybody this week. It just gives them another week to rest. Week 7, they had a rematch with their opponent from the last Super Bowl, the San Francisco 49ers. Both teams had many injuries. As for the Chiefs, they were missing Marquise Brown, Isaiah Pacheco, and Rashee Rice. For the 49ers, they were missing key players like Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Jake Moody, Trent Williams, and more. The Chiefs came out on top with a 28 to 18 victory. To be sure of who was injured, I used the article Chiefs versus 49ers Injury Report, latest updates, news for week 7 on chiefswire.usatoday.com. There was no author for this. I would like to point that out. For their injuries, they have had Juju Smith Schuster fill in for the injured Rashee Rice, and a couple running backs got significant usage with the untimely exit of Isaiah Pacheco. The Chiefs just made a big trade for veteran receiver DeAndre Hopkins. They only had to give up a fifth rounder that could become a fourth rounder if they do well. That is still great value for someone who gives Mahomes another weapon, as he has already lost plenty of his weapons in this offense. This is exactly what the team needs, and hopefully it translates to more wins for the Chiefs. For my citations, I used Chiefs.com for all the scores and what happened during the games, and I used my fantasy football website, Sleeper.com, for the statistics, where they don't necessarily have an author for all of those. Thank you very much.